Listen up, hockey fans. You're in the right place. A no-holds-barred debate between two hockey fans. Stay up to date with current NHL news, even the controversial. Welcome to the Debate Hockey Podcast with your hosts, Brad Burud and Blake Friars. Good evening. Welcome to the Debate Hockey Podcast 154. We are the night before the start of the National Hockey League season. So you know what that means. That means it's Blake and I's turn to give you our predictions tonight. One of our favorite shows of the year because we rarely look smart, often look stupid. What do you think, Blake? Blake, I cannot hear you. Your mic is not working.
Oh, there we go. Good to go.
That's his intro tonight's going to be about as good as his picks because he can't even remember to unmute.
I forgot to have my mic muted. So that's my bad.
I think I should.
No, it'll be good. We either are gonna look like geniuses or look like fools. That's what I said, but I was muted.
God, we need
hot
to
start.
mute you more often.
Hot start.
Gosh, Blake. It's been a weird couple of weeks here. I've been sick for a full week now. I'm feeling better now today. Today is like the first day that I've been like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And now tomorrow I'm going to go try to play 18 holes of golf in like 45-degree temperatures. So good chance I'll be sick the rest of the week, I don't know. We'll see. The temperatures are not very conducive to golfing, but we'll give it a go tomorrow.
Right.
Baseball playoff full swing. Who are you cheering for?
Oh, well, I wanted the Brewers to do well, but
me too. That's my team.
What's that?
That's my team.
They're down. Your team is the Orioles.
Orioles? No, my team's the Brewers. It's been the Brewers since I was a little kid. Grandpa and Grandma lived in.
Yeah, I wanted them to do well. They're not doing too hot against the Braves, so
I freaking hate the Braves.
Not sure. My team's out of it, so I don't really care.
Are you not like secretly cheering for your Montreal Devil Rays?
It would be a cool story. I mean, with their payroll and stuff, they do it. They play the game a lot differently than a lot of other teams, right? I mean,
are they still doing that bullshit where they like pull their pitcher no matter if he's doing good or bad just because he's pitched 47 pitches or something?
Yeah, they don't let him go through third time through the order, and a lot of analytical stuff with that team.
I know one thing: if I was a baseball player, I wouldn't sign on that team.
Yeah, especially if you're a pitcher.
God, pissed me off today. My little girl comes down. I'm taking a shower tonight before the show here, and a little girl comes down and she's like, "Dad, the water on the fridge is broken." What do you mean? Well, Mom's looking at it now. So I come upstairs and the freaking control panel on our fridge is blank. I can't get water. It seems to be cooling.
What do you got? One of those Samsung smart fridges?
No, I don't buy Samsung because they're shit. It's a GE and evidently mine's shit. I got it like 2 years ago too. It's been working fine. And now, like, I don't know, the screen's just blank. The whole screen's blank.
Smart fridge or what?
Well, not a fucking smart fridge. It tells me the temperature, and it tells, and it's lit up if I got to push the water, to push the ice cube. It's not like I don't have a computer screen. It's got the basic light up fucking water button and stuff, but it's all blank. I can't see shit. Can't see what temperature my fridge is. I can't see anything.
So what'd you do? Did you unplug and plug it back in?
Oh, the fridge is working. It seems to be cooling. I hope it's still cooling, but I don't know. It's freaking pissing me off. I hate when shit like that happens. I hate it. Well, another thing I don't like? Now, tomorrow night, the NHL season starts with 2 games.
Yeah.
And usually it's 2 American games, 2 Canadian games.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Just 2 American games.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't play till like Saturday.
Yeah, like Calgary.
Yeah, that's a little
Stupid.
odd. Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. But you know what? Like, we got a boatload of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So, we should probably quit bitching about the weather and my fridge. And you got something to bitch about before we get started? Besides your Blue Jays?
No. I mean, I'm just ready for the seasons to start.
All right, watch your Canucks fall down right away. Let's see how they do, Blake. Time for predictions.
Long season, buddy boy.
We're going to start with the East. We'll go to the West, and then we'll go around the league, talk about Carey Price, Barkov, Zibanejad, Canucks trade, and how the Canes are bending the preseason rules. All right, Blake, I'm making executive decisions. We're starting in the Atlantic. We always start at the East because we go to the West because me and you are West Coast biased. I don't give a shit. People can get mad at us. I don't care. I'm West Coast biased. So I think we need to start in the Atlantic. What do you think?
Yeah, kick her off. We can go Metro or Atlantic, don't matter.
All right.
What do you want to do?
All right. So I'll start with my first place in the Atlantic, and then you can give me your first place, and we'll go on down the order. We'll wait to say our who we think is going to be in the playoffs until after each conference.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair deal?
Yep.
As I cough. Okay. That's going to be a frequent thing today because it's been a frequent thing in my life for 7 days. All right. In the Atlantic, I have finishing in first place. I have Tampa Bay.
Me too. That should be.
I didn't want to do that.
I almost picked Florida, to be honest.
So did I. Wanted to, but you want to know what, Blake? I thought if I pick Florida, they won't make it.
Yeah, I mean, little curse you got going there.
I have a hell of a curse going.
Yeah, I got Tampa. I mean, the back-to-back champs. I mean, you can't really not put them there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're in that position until further notice.
Yeah.
In second, I do have the Florida Panthers. Who do you have?
Me too. Yeah, I have Florida. Yeah, like I almost flip-flop these two. So I think it's gonna be a pretty close battle. And by the way these two teams been playing in the preseason, looks like there's no love lost from last year's playoff round.
That's good. I absolutely love this Florida roster.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love everything that they've done. I think Huberdeau is going to have a bonkers of a year.
Yeah.
I've heard people
you said that last year, though, so we'll see.
I did say that last year. He had a good year.
He's going to win the Art Ross.
I did. You know what? I heard 2 people today tell me that he was going to win that this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the addition of Reinhart. The back end scares me a little bit. They got a lot of right-handed shots. Like the putting Yandel on waivers didn't really make much sense to me. I thought he was a good left-handed quarterback of the power play, but yeah, we'll see. I think Spencer Knight is going to be a difference maker for them this year.
30 wins. Sure. 30 wins.
And we'll see. We'll see if that prediction comes true. But I do think I think that he's going to be a huge factor for them this year. I love the addition of Sam Reinhart on that top line, like I mentioned. I
love the addition of Sam Bennett.
Verhaeghe too came out of nowhere, cast off from Tampa Bay last year. So he's going to start with Barkov and Reinhart on that top line probably, and see what happens.
Oh, I love this team. Now is where it's going to get interesting in the Atlantic, and in third place I have the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Same, we're disagreeing. Hey, we didn't tell each other these picks either. So.
When we started this show, was it 5 years ago now, right? We keep saying 4 this year. We missed a whole damn year. We started this 5 years ago. Blake and I agreed on freaking nothing. Like, we fought about everything, and I kind of missed that. But I don't know. I think what has happened, Blake, is you've kind of started to see the light.
Oh,
and you started to learn a little bit of what's right in hockey and what's right, buddy, right? Or is it the other way around?
No, it's the other way around, I think.
Oh, jeez.
I got Toronto in third. I mean, Toronto could easily finish second in this division. I think
They could easily win this division.
Their talent. Ooh, I don't know about that, but I mean, like, could I have put them in second? Probably, but I mean,
Goaltending,
I'm not a big fan of their goaltending.
Me either.
Their back ends, whatever. Matthews is already missing 3 games to start this year. That's not good.
I don't think their back end is very good.
What's that?
I don't think their back end is very good.
No, it's just meh. It's just whatever.
It's okay. It's not like
obviously they got really talented forwards up front, but I mean, they can only take you so far.
Yeah. I don't know. I just until this Toronto team can prove me otherwise, I will look at them as a team that can't win.
Yep. That's fair.
I don't know. Then that, and you know what? Maybe this year's the year they prove me wrong. We'll see. I don't. And
what do they do in the offseason though to say, oh yeah, this team got better?
You know what though? Sometimes we make way too much of that. How many times have we said, "Oh, I love what they did in the offseason"?
Okay, but did they get better though? I don't think they did.
I think they got worse. I don't like what they did in goaltending.
If not lateral, they got worse. Yeah, they didn't get better.
They didn't get better.
No, they made lateral moves like Campbell and Anderson to now Campbell and Mrazek. I think they got worse than net.
They got worse than that because I like Campbell, but I like Anderson too.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, Campbell won 12 straight games last year." Okay, he's never been the guy, and he's in a market where if you ain't playing well, they're going to be on.
Be the guy. I think he can be the guy.
He hasn't gotten a chance yet, though, so we'll see.
No, so we got to see what happens with him. But I mean, does this team have potential to win the division? Yeah. Is it likely? No. I don't see them. I have them slotted in third. I don't see them lower than third.
No, I don't see them lower than third either. Maybe.
I mean, that's kind of a worst case scenario in a way. I mean, if you told me at the end of the year that they finished second behind Tampa, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah.
I wouldn't argue with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
In fourth place, I have the Boston Bruins.
Same. Boston Bruins, fourth place.
Well, this was the easiest division to predict, I think.
It was 100% was.
It was the easiest because some of the other divisions I don't think we're going to be the same on. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't think Boston's dead yet.
Like when you look at their depth chart and see that Charlie Coyle is their second line center, though, that's a problem for me.
That's a problem for me.
You went from David Krejci as your second line center to Charlie Coyle.
What does their goaltending look like to you?
We'll see. I mean, Linus Ullmark put up good numbers in Buffalo. And you're a big fan of that Jeremy Swayman guy. So we'll see. The jury's still out there, but that tandem has potential to be pretty good.
I know it has potential, and that's why I have them in fourth. Yeah. Because I'm not a big fan of I don't think their depth is great. I don't think it's horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know.
They're too good though to write off right now.
Yeah, I mean they still have a large part of that core there. I mean Bergeron, Marchand, Pastrnak, DeBrusk, McAvoy is going to be probably a Norris candidate again this year.
Overrated.
We'll see. I don't know. He finished third in Norris voting. How can he be overrated?
You know what? You can shove the Norris voting up your ass. That is the most jacked. You
think he's overrated?
Yeah, I do. I think it's the most jacked award in the league. Do you not agree that the Norris Trophy is the most stupid award that we give out because what we use for criteria is
it's the defenseman with the most points.
Yeah, so it should be for the offensive defenseman of the year. Not the best defenseman, the offensive defenseman.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's just, I don't know. I've just always thought that it's.
Who you got in fifth?
With the Montreal Canadiens.
I got Ottawa.
I'm not gonna lie. I went back and forth on that.
I just don't know how long Carey Price is going to be out for.
No, I got Ottawa in 6. Do you have Montreal in 6?
Montreal in 6.
Okay, so we just have them flip-flopped.
Yeah.
And I went back and forth on this really hard. And you can vouch for this. I'm kind of anti-Montreal a lot of times. I don't think that Carey Price in or out matters in this because I think Jake Allen's fine.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
I think it's a lateral at this point in their careers. I honestly do. I think though that Montreal has done a few things that I like, and then there's a few things I'm like, oof, that's not getting them into the playoffs.
well, obviously, no Shea Weber's a massive blow for this team.
Huge.
They get Duran back. They bring in Christian Dvorak.
Duran will not do anything, and
they bring in Mike Hoffman, who's probably going to be in their top 6 once he comes back from injury. I like their top 6. I don't mind their top 6 at all. With Hoffman, Toffoli, Suzuki, and then you got Duran, Dvorak, and Anderson. Like that's a pretty solid top 6. But their back end, yeah, Shea Weber is just going to be such a huge loss. Like that guy's irreplaceable.
And they're just putting way too much stake in Cole Caulfield.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention Cole Caulfield. Like we'll see.
They're putting way too much pressure on that young player. I mean, yes, he was good.
I mean, he's probably going to score 30 plus goals this year.
But he might not.
He might not, but I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet for him to score 30 plus.
But like their fan base, and I think
it's crazy. I get that. I understand that.
For them to be successful, he almost has to score that.
Yeah. He's going to be a candidate to win the Calder Trophy. He's a gifted goal scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's lit up every single level that he's played at, so I don't know why that would stop in the NHL.
Probably because it's just
his shot is that good. But I'm saying his shot plays. You saw that in the limited games that he played in the games last year.
I have no doubt that he can be a game changer for this team. Yeah. I just think for him to have that thrown on his shoulders so quickly in his career is scary.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that he'll be just fine.
Who do you have in, or I'll give you my 7 since I'm going first. In 7th, I have let's talk about Ottawa first. We skipped Ottawa. I think this team's go ahead and completely in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Paul Dorian's done a great job with
Pierre Dorian, you mean?
What did I say, Paul? Yeah, Pierre. Yeah, he's traded a lot of his players for picks and prospects. And, I mean, you look at their back end, you got Shabbat, Brandstrom, you got Batherson up front.
I love Batherson
up front. I mean, yeah, I think this team is super young. They got to get their franchise guy locked up, and Brady Tkachuk. They got to get him locked up soon. But yeah, the direction that Ottawa's going in is nowhere but up.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. And I really had a hard time determining 5th or 6th for them. So if you're right on that one, I'm gonna give you a pass on that one. 7th, I have the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, we're the same on here. Like this through the board. Buffalo's a dog shit team. They're gonna finish 8th.
I think they're trying to be dog shit.
Nowhere to go but down for that team. It's the complete opposite as Ottawa. I mean, they got to figure out the Eichel debacle on what to do with that. It looked like there was.
The more I think about the Eichel thing, though, that's an off-season thing. You can't. It's almost logistically impossible to make that work during the season.
Yeah, I mean, because all the teams have finalized their roster and signed guys, and
I mean, it's almost logistically impossible. Like that has got to be something that's done in the off-season, and I don't know. It's just goofy as can be that they've let it get to that point, and it's frustrating actually. And the league's got to be just shaking their head, going, we're still talking about like this is.
Yep.
Like,
yep. No, I agree. It's a disaster.
What do you think of the Detroit Red Wings?
I think Stevie Y's got a plan. It's gonna be a kind of a slow burn. Kind of each year by year, you get more prospects to work with. I mean, you see the addition of who am I thinking of here? Jacob Vrana. That was a little bit of a bold trade last year's deadline, but Yeah, I don't know. Detroit, I like Moritz Sider on the back end. I think they got some good young pieces. Lucas Raymond's another guy. Yeah, it'll be they're in a rebuild phase still, but I mean they do got a decent young core to build around.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think Detroit's. You're right. It's going to be a slow process, but I think they're tracking in the right direction.
I mean, like look what Stevie Y did in Tampa Bay. I mean, when he took Tampa over, it was kind of the similar thing. You bring in Stamkos and you got Hedman and you got Kucherov and all those kids just developed into what they are now. So, I mean, we'll see if that plan works out in Detroit too.
Probably a little bit tougher in Detroit.
A little bit tougher, but I'm saying like I think he's like on the right track in terms of developing guys.
I would agree. I definitely would agree.
They might need a goalie though. I don't know.
No, I like the guy they picked up from
Thomas
Carolina.
Grice.
No, they got the guy from Carolina. What the hell?
Oh yeah, they got Nedeljkovic.
Nedeljkovic.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's a sly move. It's a good move.
Yeah, it is a good move. Yeah, I actually like that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, when I did my predictions, I literally had to pull up every roster and like study it because I was like, I don't even know who went. There was so many people that changed places. I was like, shit, I don't even remember where everybody went.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't remember where Hoffman went. And it was like, there was just certain teams. I was like, I don't remember where this guy went. So, yeah. We ready to roll on over to the Metro?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll start it off at first. I have the New York Islanders.
You know what, Brad? I've been every single year I write this team off.
You didn't put the New Jersey Devils.
I got the New York Islanders in first place this year.
Holy shit.
I have slept on this team for the last 3 seasons. And I said, you know what? I'm done with this bullshit. This team makes me look bad every single year. They win the division.
I know. I think they will. I think that this team is set. I mean, I like it. They got tons of depth.
Barry Trotz is just a wizard.
They're structured. They're so structured. Yeah. And they play a style that is just grind out wins after wins. And it's like, you look at the box score and you're like, holy shit, he had 3 points. Like, It's off the board. You like, guys are quiet and it's like, he had a goal and 2 assists. And I don't know, every night. And plus, you know what my biggest fear, though, on picking them to be first is? I think they start the season off with like a 12 or a 15 game road
13 game road trip.
Yeah. Scared the shit out of me. That was one thing I took into consideration. I'm like, you can come out of that 500. But then I thought, well, hey, maybe that benefits them on the back end. Right? I mean, because down the stretch, they're going to have a boatload of games at home. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at that. If they can just get through the first section, 500, I mean, we're golden, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're building their new stadium, right?
Yeah, that's what the way it is. I saw a video of it yesterday, and it looks like it's coming along pretty good. It looks like they were installing seats and all kinds of different things. So yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything to get them out of the Barclays Center, right?
I love the Nassau though.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, so we agree again. Who do you have in second?
I got Carolina Hurricanes in second place.
I have the Carolina Hurricanes in second place too.
Hey, we did not tell. Just listeners like, oh, they shared their stuff.
We never do. Blake and I never share this. He actually chewed my ass last night because he thought I tweeted my freaking picks.
I'm like, are you kidding? Like, and then I read it again. I'm like, oh, this is the hockey news. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I was about to be pissed.
And I'm like, just saying, like previewing the show that our picks are coming out tomorrow night. I get a tweet like right away, you dumbass. I'm like, oh, shithead. I didn't tweet him. Read it, you idiot. Typical Blake move.
No, but second, Carolina. They had a little bit of a questionable offseason. Letting go Nedeljkovic, signing Kotkaniemi to the offer sheet.
But they got Anderson. I like that.
They got Anderson. I love their back end. Like I'm a big fan of
their back
and Pesci and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, this team just finds a way. Roddy Brandamore is going to have these guys ready to go, and I have no doubt that they'll be a top 3 team in this division.
Well, speaking of 3, why don't you? You're going first this division. So who do you got?
I got the Rangers in third.
Really?
Yeah.
Start justifying.
I like their. I first of all, I love Gallant as a head coach. I think he's the perfect guy for them. I think Lafreniere is gonna have a bounce back season. I don't know. I just like their group up front. I mean, Panarin. I like the addition of Barclay Gaudreau. I think Shesterkin's solid in net. I think this team had pretty high expectations last year too, and they failed. And I think bringing in a guy like Gallant is gonna motivate the team a little bit more from behind the bench aspect, and I think they're gonna finish third.
Okay, well, I don't have them in third. I have the Philadelphia Flyers in third.
Oh,
a little bit of a shocker for you. I know it is.
Ooh, you ripped them last year. I did. I do love their offseason though.
I was right. I ripped them last year in predictions, and I was right.
Yeah,
they did exactly what I said last year. That's a one prediction I can say I was like nailed it. Ripped them, and they finished crappy. I like what they did in the offseason. I like what they did with their defense. There's a lot of things to like as far as moves that Philadelphia made.
Well, yeah, they brought in Ryan Ellis, who's been really good his whole career. They brought in Rasmus Ristolainen. They still got Provorov and Sanheim, and they brought in Keith Yandel on a cheap deal too to quarterback their power play. The biggest question mark with Philly is the net. I mean, what are we gonna get from Carter Hart this year? They brought in Martin Jones as a little bit of security, who hasn't been good the last couple of years either.
I like that though.
So we'll see. I mean,
I think
Martin Jones is a good veteran guy to kind of push. Like, he's not too old, but he's not also young either. He's kind of right in the middle. He's 31.
Don't you think though that like part of Carter Hart's struggles were a product of the teams play in front of him?
Yeah, a little bit, but man, like there were some goals that he would let in. It's like, boy, boy,
I'm with you.
He stopped.
No, I'm with you.
Like
but I think that just like doesn't that just like kind of fuel off each other?
He struggled a lot last year. So if Philly has any aspirations of making the playoffs, Carter Hart needs to be a lot better than last year. I mean, what he had, let me go check here. I think he had a save percentage in the 80s.
It was in the 80s. I think it was 892.
877.
Oof.
And a 367 goals against. Like, he's gonna have to get that shit in like the 905 save percentage range.
Yeah, you gotta be over 9.
Like anything at 8.7, that's
AHL is what that is.
That's tough.
That's Malcolm Subban numbers.
I got Philadelphia in 4th.
What? Oh yeah, okay.
I got Philadelphia in 4th. Who do you got in 4th?
In 4th, I have the Washington Capitals.
Okay.
Now I think they're dying. They're just dying a slow death.
I mean, the core's just getting old.
Yeah.
They're
but
getting
if you
old.
Look at that core, it's still good though.
Still good, but are you sold on Ilya Samsonov?
I am as sold on him as I am Shesterkin.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair assessment.
And quite honestly, I don't know that I'm sold on either one of them. Like, I honestly think like they're like, I feel the same about both of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like Washington can handle a Samsonov struggle easier than the Rangers can handle a Shesterkin.
Well, they got Gorgiev behind him too, though.
I know, but what did we see from him last year? Junk.
Not much.
The year before, knockout.
He was good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's at least I feel a little more comfortable in Washington in net than I do the New York Rangers. And that's why I don't have the New York Rangers in my top 4.
That's fair. Okay, so I already talked about Philly, Washington. I got Washington in 5th.
Okay. And I have the New York Rangers in 5th.
We both have Pittsburgh missing the playoffs.
Yeah. So we've flipped a little bit around here, you know. Our bottom 3 are the same though. And our top
Pittsburgh, New Jersey Devils, Columbus.
Yeah. So our top 2 were the same. We had a little bit of a little shake up in 3, 4, 5, but
Okay, so $1 million question. Who's your 8 playoff teams here, buddy?
we haven't got to the end. Who do you have in 6th?
Oh, Pittsburgh. We already talked about that.
I didn't say I had him in
You
6th.
said you have New Jersey or Columbus ahead of them. There's no shot.
No, I don't. I got
Okay,
him,
I was about to
I got him
say.
in 6th. So who do
We
you
have
have in
6, 7, 8,
7th?
right.
Who do you have
I
in
have Pittsburgh 6, New Jersey Devils 7, Columbus 8.
Okay, well, I have that different.
Oh, you have Columbus in 7th?
And I have New Jersey in 8th because I think New
Okay.
Jersey just sucks.
Yeah, they're.
I look at their roster and I look at what they've done and I look at their past history the last 5 years and it's like they're just not good.
They're just like stuck in like neutral every year.
Mhm.
They're just like they don't go up, they don't go down, they just kind of stay in the middle.
Yeah. That's a bad recipe too.
It's a terrible recipe.
So
Okay. Who we going playoff teams?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, who's your 8?
4 and 4.
Oh, you got 4 and 4.
Yeah, I do.
I got 5 and 3.
Oh God, who do you got 5 with?
Metro.
So you have the Islanders, Carolina, Rangers, Philly, and Washington in.
Yep. Tampa,
Florida, and Toronto in.
Yep.
You have Boston out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep, I do.
Wow.
It's gonna be that might be the one that makes you look like a clown. But
so our flip flop, I have the Rangers out, you have Boston out.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're the same.
Yeah. We'll see. Could be interesting.
Okay, so right now, if I said to you, and I know it's not those two teams playing each other, if I said, like, if I honestly said you Rangers or Bruins in the playoffs, you'd pick the Rangers.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're just like the Boston is just like they're just dying. They're like
you said this last year though, Blake.
And what they do? What did they do last year?
They made the playoffs.
Okay, in a bullshit divisions. They're back in a normal division now.
I know. It's a much harder division.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just like Boston and Washington are about the same right now. They're both at the end of the road here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's going to come down to Washington and Boston for that final spot. That's what it's going to come down to in my mind. And I think Washington will get it.
Okay. Who do you got for the Eastern Conference champion?
Like to go to the finals out of the East?
Yep.
The Florida Panthers.
Holy shit. I did that last year and it didn't work out so well. Okay. We got the Florida Panthers.
Yep. And then the Eastern Conference final, I have Florida versus the Islanders.
I didn't even get that far. I just picked my conference champion and I picked the Islanders to be the conference champion.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Are you ready to roll on into the West?
Let's do it.
We'll start in the Central. I'll go first in the Central. You can go first in the Pacific.
Okay.
Finishing first in the Central Division, I have the Colorado Avalanche.
I have the Arizona Coyotes. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I got the Colorado Avalanche. I think this is too like Tampa Bay. Kind of a no-brainer for the Central.
I think it's a no-brainer. But you know what? The more I looked at it, I'm not digging their roster as much this year as I was last year. But you know what I do like about it is Darcy Kemper.
It's balanced too.
I know. They've just had to manage the cap a little more, you know.
Yeah. I mean, they're entering a window where they're going to have to win here pretty soon before they pay more of their guys. They just paid McCarr. They got to pay McKinnon in a couple of years. You're going to have to pay Kemper next year. So they got a couple year window here to take advantage of players that are on cheaper salaries before they're going to have to pay up. But yeah, I think Colorado easily takes this division.
Yeah, me too. In second place, I have the Winnipeg Jets.
Me too. I got the Jets in second place. They are like they're in the middle. They're not as good as Colorado, but they're not as bad to be behind St. Louis and Dallas and Minnesota and stuff like that. So
I just think they're so deep.
They're deep.
Just so
I'm a big fan of
deep.
Hellebuck.
Because of me.
Wasn't a fan in like season 2 or whatever it was, but yeah, big fan of
No,
him.
I think they've got everything. I think they've got goaltending. I think they've got a core of defensemen that you look at their roster and you're like, who are these guys? But they produce every night. And then you got your forwards and you're like, holy shit, that's the deepest forward crew in the NHL.
Among them, yeah, for sure.
I like this Winnipeg team. I really, really do. In third, I have the St. Louis Blues.
I also have the St. Louis Blues.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you'd be completely different than me on that because
no,
I really had to think hard on this one.
No,
hard.
This division was the second easiest division to pick.
I think it was the hardest division to pick.
Really?
Yeah, for me it was. It was really
hard. St. Louis.
It was really hard for me.
They got a similar core. Than what they won the cup with. They got Tarasenko back. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I mean, for now, I got him penciled in at third.
I'm like, God, can Bennington do this? I am so not a Bennington fan.
Okay, but here's the thing about Bennington is there is no chance in hell he can be as bad as he was last year this year.
No, I know.
There's no way in hell he can be that bad again.
I know.
If I was a betting man, I would put my money on him to bounce back. Because you just can't be that bad 2 years in a row in the National League. You just can't do it.
Well, do you still have a job if you do?
If you don't, I mean, they're going to be searching but actually, not really, because he just signed a 6-year deal.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Boston Red Sox walk off on the Rays again. Off to the CS. God, I hate those guys. Who do you got in fourth?
I'm going first. Yeah, I got the Dallas Stars.
Same here.
Do you really? What the hell is going on with us, Blake?
I got the same.
So when I look like, God, I usually like try to avoid your picks because you look like a dipshit. Now I'm worried about my picks. You look like God. Usually mid-season, I get to like make fun of you. I'm not even gonna get to. It's gonna be a shitty.
This time, if you make fun of me, you're gonna be making fun of yourself.
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be any fun now. Damn it.
Oh, exactly.
Gosh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, no, I got Dallas.
Are you worried a little bit though about their age?
Yeah, like I said, what was it before they went in the bubble? This is kind of their last kick at the can, and this legit is like. Tyler Seguin's healthy again. I think he's gonna have a dynamite year. Like I think Seguin's gonna score.
You got to win in the heart, don't you?
No, I don't. I have him scoring 35 plus goals though. Like I think he's gonna do good. This core is just it's old, but it's like it's too good to doubt.
Kind of how Washington's is, right?
Yeah, kind of. Like
I don't like
open on paper, not a sexy starting goalie.
Hey, he's gone.
Gets it done.
He's gone.
Huh?
He won't end up in. He'll be in a new home by end of the year. You want me to tell you who?
Who?
He'll go to Dallas or he'll go to Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's one. I should have been one of my 12 bold predictions or 10 bold predictions, but it's not. It's just going to be my prediction tonight.
Who do you got in fifth?
I have the Minnesota Wild in fifth.
Me too. Minnesota Wild in fifth. I flip-flop Dallas and Minnesota.
I did too.
But
Dallas because I trust their core.
I just like Dallas more than Minnesota. Minnesota on paper is not a good team.
I like Dallas's back end, and that's why I picked them to go fourth.
Yeah. I like Minnesota's goaltending better than Dallas's, but I like Dallas's defense and forwards better than I like on Minnesota's.
I can't believe this. I think we're gonna have this whole division the same. In sixth, I have the Chicago Blackhawks.
That's it. This show we hyped it up and now we're disagreeing.
I know. But there are picks. I mean, we're honest. I mean,
yep.
In seventh, I have. Do you think? Wait, before I get to that, do you think that Chicago's heading in the right direction, or are they just trying to go too fast?
I mean, with them getting Taze back and them getting Marc-Andre Fleury, I think they're trying to make one last run at it. Maybe
What?
I
Their
don't
last
know.
run was like their window shut 3 years ago,
I
didn't
think
it?
no, like not a run at the cup. I'm saying like a run at the playoffs.
So they're happy with that in Chicago?
Well,
Or
they're
would it be
just like they're an aging core with a lot of contracts you can't get rid of.
couldn't agree? Yeah, that's true. So how do you break now when you can't get rid of the
You know
contract?
what I mean? Like, I mean, they managed to get rid of Seabrook's contract, but they had to take Tyler Johnson's $5 million to do that.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point.
I don't. This core really can't go anywhere. I love the addition of Marc-Andre Fleury. I think he's going to do great, but like, I don't think it's going to be enough to get him in the playoffs. You're all right over there. Holy shit!
Does he survive this year without injury?
Flower?
Yeah.
I hope so, because this is probably it for him. He's 37 years old.
I know.
It was crazy. I mean, you on TikTok? I know you're on TikTok.
Do I look like somebody
you're
that's
always on TikTok? You're a TikTok.
Oh, I'm not on fucking TikTok.
Anyways, I was on TikTok and a video came up and it said like,
Am I on TikTok?
oh, I was joking, relax. All these guys that like I grew up watching, like Crosby, Ovechkin, Carey Price, Lundqvist retired, Marc-Andre Fleury, Ovechkin, like all these guys are so old now and they're going to be retiring. It like makes you sad as a fan. Like these guys came into the league when I was just growing up, starting to watch the game. And now you've like watched them grow. You watched them win cups and watched them win all these awards.
I watched Cam Neely and Ray Bork.
No, but I'm saying like, but now we got like the younger generation coming in. It's pretty cool. Sad, but I mean, I think the younger generation will be just fine as fans.
I do too.
Hey, in 7th, I got Nashville. In 8th, I got Arizona.
Well, that's exactly what I have. Damn it.
So we have the whole division correct. The exact same.
And you know what? I think Arizona is going to be horribly bad. And
Arizona is finishing dead last. Louis Eriksson will lead the team in scoring, though.
And it's going to be a battle this year between Buffalo and Arizona. It's going to be a full-out shit show to see.
Tank show for Shane Wright. That's what it's going to be.
It's, oh, God.
If you're Shane Wright, you're thinking, God damn, I'm going to Buffalo or fucking Arizona. You got to be shitting me.
No, or he can just say I'm not going to be in the draft this year.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, no shot. Hey, did you watch that All or Nothing Leafs?
I'm not done with it, man. I
was like on season 2 or episode 2 for the longest time. I finished
where
it
I'm
this
at.
weekend.
I didn't get a chance.
I finished it this weekend. It was just pretty damn good.
I had a really bad habit this weekend. When I wasn't working on the podcasts, I fell asleep. I was a napper. I napped a lot.
Yep.
So, all right, that division was we got that one nailed. Yep. Time to go on to our favorite, the Pacific, because both of our favorite teams are in the Pacific.
Yep.
You're gonna go first in the Pacific. So who do you have first in the Pacific?
I have the Vegas Golden Knights in first place. I feel like all the division winners that we picked have kind of earned that right to be in there at the start of the season. And yeah, until they show us that they aren't worthy of being there, they're going to be there for now.
They're there with me too. I did make a crazy ass prediction that Robin Lehner wouldn't be their goalie come playoff time last week. I still hold true on that, but I still think they win this division. Now, I don't think this is as good a team as they were last year.
No.
But I still think they're good enough to win the Pacific, which I don't think is very good.
No.
But I don't know. I just, my gut tells me that they win.
Yeah, no, like pretty similar team the last couple of years. We'll see what goes on with Robin Lehner. I'm not sure. We're going second
I
now.
mean, he's not going to be like the goalie because he gets hurt because I just think he's going to have an up and down year. And I'm not saying this has nothing to do with his comments or anything like that. It's just, you got to pick goalies that you feel are going to have tough years. And I said Carter Hart last year, and this year I say Robin Lehner.
Okay, in second, I got the Oilers.
I have the Edmonton Oilers in second.
No, we're doing this again, eh?
And I don't they're goaltending, but they're still offensively gifted enough to get them into second in this division.
I like what Edmonton did this offseason to an extent. To an extent. I like that they brought back Nugent Hopkins. I'm not sexy on the term for Hyman.
Not either at all.
I like the addition of Warren Fogle. I do like that. The Cody Ceci and Duncan Keith didn't make much sense to me.
I don't like that at all.
I mean, that's their second pairing.
One of the best things that could have happened to him was Zach Kassian getting hurt. That helps him offensively.
Hey, mess with the Bulls, you get the horn. That's what happens.
Yeah, no, boy, believe me, being a Flames
all
fan,
game long, him and McEwen went at it, and McEwen asked him in the second period. Kassian didn't want to go, and I'm just like, why? Like, what's Kassian like? Why is he not fighting? In the third period, McEwen just whacking him. Kassian finally says, "All right, let's go," and McEwen put him to sleep. Yeah, that's what happens.
I know.
So,
I don't trust their back end. I'm not a Barry fan.
They're good.
I like their offense, and I think they've gotten a lot deeper too. I really do. I think they've gotten a lot deeper.
Yeah,
and that's something we haven't said about Edmonton in 10 years, right?
Yep.
Third place. Who do you have?
I got the Vancouver Canucks in third place, buddy. I think this four group is as deep as it's been since 2011. Don't you dare play a soundbite because I'll get you back. Don't even think about it.
I can't because you know who I have in third?
Who do you got?
The Vancouver Canucks.
I just think like this is the deepest team that they've had offensively since they went to the Cup in 2011. Like their top 9 is very good.
They're a long ways from the Cup though, Blake.
No, but I'm saying like forward wise, they're there. They're there.
You not think that like I almost put them ahead of Edmonton. I almost had them in second.
Call me crazy, Brad. Offensively, this team is good enough to win the division.
You know why I didn't? You want to know why I didn't put them in second?
Their back end.
Their back end is bad.
We'll see. Bad. I have liked the Pullman Hughes.
I like Pullman.
It's only been 2 games, but they have looked good, and they got Ulrich Larson playing with Tyler Myers. It's been okay.
They're trying to protect Myers there.
We'll see how that transpires. We'll get into a Levy trade, I'm sure, later on in the show, but that trade obviously means that Jack Rathbone won the third pairing job on the left side, which I like. I mean, he played every single preseason game for him, and he skates like Quinn Hughes and buzzes around out there like a little water bug. So, offensively, a lot to like.
You don't have Hamonic. Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't like what's happened to your back end.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting 48 hours for the Canucks because Hamonic cleared waivers, so it opened up $1.8 million cap space, and they're going to be putting Furlan at LTIR, which creates another 3.5. So if they want to sign maybe who is that guy that Jason Demers maybe Demers comes in.
He's not coming back into the league.
Who said this?
I swear I heard that a couple weeks ago.
I haven't seen anything like that. But I'm saying like they can free up some cap to maybe bring in a guy like that.
You think that if Jason Demers wanted to play in the league, do you think he's not on a roster at this time?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Seriously, like he's not sitting at home going, I hope the fucking Canucks shave some cap space.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point. But yeah, offensively, a lot to like for Vancouver. I like their goaltending.
I do too. I'm a Halak fan.
Very good. I love the addition of Yarho Halak. Was one of the best backups in the league, in my opinion. And yeah.
But you know what, Blake?
I got him in third.
If you told me that Vancouver finished second, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, no, I could totally see him
If
finishing.
you told me Vancouver finished sixth, I could say, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I think is critical for this team this year?
Well, they got to score goals.
I think it is critical.
They got off to a good start.
Just here, the Pacific is going to be determined in the first month. It's whoever gets off to the best start.
Yeah. Vancouver's got a 6-game roadie out of the gate.
Calgary is 6-7 on the road.
We're out east too.
So Calgary.
We got like Ottawa, Montreal, Philadelphia.
We're following you. We're 2 days behind you.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. The Canucks usually do good out east. I'm actually happy to get the hell out of the way early instead of going out east way late in the season. I'd rather get it out in October than in March. You know what I mean?
That's probably a good point.
Yeah. So in fourth, I got Calgary. You got him in fourth too?
Yeah, I got Calgary in fourth.
It killed you inside to do that.
No, it didn't. No, because that's really truly where I believe they're going to finish. Like,
yeah,
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I do think they could finish ahead of Vancouver. I do.
Yeah,
I like Calgary's goaltending.
2 to 4 could easily flip flop, interchangeable.
I really like. I mean, I know you're gonna think that it's crazy, and
You're a big Bulldog fan, eh? Darth Vader.
No, I mean, he's gonna get 20 games, and if he wins 10, we're good, right?
Right.
That's the total.
Markstrom's got to stay healthy this year, though.
But here, listen to this. Every team's goalie's got to stay healthy, or they're in trouble. Right. With the exception of maybe Florida. Listen to this. Listen to this. I had how many years in Calgary going, our defense looks the best on paper that I've ever seen. And then they sucked. So now this year I look at them on paper and I'm like, that's mediocre. So maybe that's the recipe for success.
Eric and Branson is your top 4 defense.
No, he's not.
Just kidding. He's on your third pairing, but still.
Yeah, but he might not even be in our third pairing because he's been paired with Valimaki and looks like they're the odd men out.
Who? Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your left side is Hanifin, Zadorov, and Shillington?
No, it's going to be the pairings right now look like Hanifin, Anderson, Zadorov, Tanev.
Right.
And Shillington, Stone.
Really? You were high on Valimaki, I thought.
I am, but he hasn't been good.
He hasn't had a good preseason?
No, and he wasn't good last year, the latter part of the season.
He's hurt last year, was he not?
Yeah, but he played the latter part. Wasn't good.
I wouldn't play Zadorov with Chris Tanev, though. I really wouldn't.
You have to.
Why?
You got to protect him. He sucks. All he's out there is to be a big, mean body.
That's your shutdown pairing, then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If I was a Flames fan, that is the last spot I would have Zadorov in.
Who would you put him with?
Anderson. Zadorov's your stay-at-home guy, and you got Anderson who likes to join the rush. And then you got Hanifin who likes to join the rush a little bit, and you got Tanev as a stay-at-home guy. You know what I mean? Like, unless you want to just form a two. Well,
everybody in Calgary is just all over Tanev. Or not Tanev. All over Zadorov. And you know what? There's certain players, you know what? They're going to make some mistakes, right? But when it comes to the grit and it comes to a playoff game,
I wouldn't want to play against.
You do not want to play against Zadorov. No, and you know what he's going to do? I guarantee you, I'm just going to use Vancouver for an example, and I could say it for Edmonton too. The nights when you play Calgary and Pettersson's buzzing around in front of the net and Zadorov's there, you're going to be like, ooh, fuck. Oh, watch out. Oh, geez, fuck, don't get it. You are. I guarantee it. Because I'm the same way with certain players. And
love Johnny, though. So.
I used to be that way about Zadorov. When Calgary would play Colorado, I'd be like, son of a bitch, he's going to injure somebody. I said that all the time, and he usually freaking did injure somebody. Yeah. Now we have that. And I'm serious. Fans are ripping on him right now, and I think they're stupid. Give him some time. You know,
This is Calgary's last year though, before they make some changes. If they miss the playoffs or lose in the first round, I think there's gonna be some changes.
We said that last year, Blake.
Well, yeah, and then they kind of
freaking thing. But you know what? People
I love Blake Coleman.
You know what people forget? This isn't trading baseball cards.
No.
Like, you can't take your shit pile and send them down the road and get something good in return.
No.
Nobody wants your shit.
Yeah. No.
And that's what people are so dumb about. Fans are so stupid that we think that it's like, oh, just pass turds. No, nobody wants your turds.
Yeah, so let's see. Kachuk not Kachuk. Gaudreau's at UFA.
We're gonna lose him for nothing.
RFA. Mangiapane's an RFA. Zadorov's a UFA, and Michael Stone's a UFA. So, yeah, this if they don't get out of the first round or they miss the playoffs, I could see a Sean Monahan going out the door. I don't know.
Sean Monahan, they tried to get rid of him all year last year, but nobody wants him.
Why though?
Well, Sean Monahan got injured in Game 6 last year and couldn't hardly shoot the puck all year.
He's on a I think it would be easier to deal him at the end of this season with 1 year left though.
Yeah, I know.
6.3.
And if Calgary's not in a playoff run, Sean Monahan will be gone.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. In fifth, I got the LA Kings.
Yay, we got something different. In fifth, I have the Anaheim Ducks.
Really?
Yeah. You want to know why? Look at those bottom four teams. Anaheim's got the best goaltending. And if you look at their offensive core and you look at their defensive core and the strides they've made, I believe they're heading in the right direction.
Oh no, they are, and
quicker than the other four.
And so, LA might be on the same track.
Okay, LA is tracking about the same, but
yeah,
now we have Zegras. There's a bunch of different factors, and
LA
you have
has Byfield. Obviously, he's hurt right now,
but you have better goaltending in Anaheim.
Yeah, you mean
that's why they got the spot for me. Okay, so do you have LA? Do you have LA? You have LA. Who do you have in sixth then?
I got Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got Seattle in sixth.
I have LA in sixth.
Okay.
I have Seattle in seventh.
I got Anaheim in seventh.
You have Anaheim in seventh.
So we both have San Jose in eighth.
Yeah, how hard was that?
Remember last year when you said they were making playoffs?
Yeah, I know.
Yikes.
That was right after you made the New Jersey pick.
No, that was 3 years ago. Relax.
I know.
But still, I mean, and likewise for the top of this division, like 2 to 4 could interchange, 5 to 7 could interchange too.
Completely agree.
So like I think
if
San Jose is set in stone of finishing last.
And if the wheels fell off in Calgary or Vancouver, they could fall.
Who could fall?
Either one of them. If they got off to a bad start, they could end up sixth.
Yeah. Yep. Totally fair.
And I mean, you could probably say that about every team, but I believe that. I think both Calgary and Vancouver are very unstable, if that makes sense. The sky's. I think both of them could do very well.
Forward wise, I rather take Vancouver's.
You do.
Defense wise, Calgary and goaltending is probably about the same.
Yeah, I that's fair shake.
Because I think Halak's better than Vladar.
Well, that's what we've seen so far. Yes.
Right. So
we don't have the book on here.
Pretty equal, honestly, though. Pretty equal teams.
I had a Calgary fan talking to me and saying, "Well, how can you even consider Vladar as a realistic option?" And I said, "Well, let me bring up a past success. Mika Kiprasov was an unplayed third string goalie in San Jose."
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Who do you have winning the Western Conference?
Colorado Avalanche.
I was gonna do that. The same thing. But you know who I think's gonna break through this year is Vegas.
I have Vegas versus Colorado in the Western Conference Final. and I have Colorado winning.
I have Vegas winning, and I think it could go either way. I really do. I think it could go either way.
Colorado got really embarrassed last year by the Vegas Golden Knights, and I think they're going to be out for some blood.
Who do you have winning the President's Trophy?
Colorado.
Okay, I have Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. One or the other. I flip-flopped.
Who do you have winning the Stanley Cup?
Colorado Avalanche over Florida in 6 games.
All right. I got the Vegas Golden Knights beating the New York Islanders.
Yep. Pretty.
So you have Colorado winning the Presidents and the Stanley Cup, huh?
Yep. Doesn't happen very often, but I think this is Colorado's year.
Didn't it just happen though? Didn't
Tampa do it?
Yeah. Twice, I think.
Right?
I'll
have to go back and look.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
That's good, Blake. That's our predictions, my friend. And I
not much to argue about.
Never, ever seen us have so many the same. It's just
I know. Well, we had we didn't even do our playoff teams. We got 4 and 4.
Oh shit. We got to do that. That's a good call on that. We would have had to rewind. Okay. Playoff teams in the West. I'm not joking. I'm going 4 and 4.
Yeah, I got 4 and 4 also.
Everybody freaking says the Central's so much better. I don't think they are.
No, and like I almost went 5. I almost put the cutoff at Minnesota, but the Pacific is so bad that those top 4 teams
they're gonna get points.
They're gonna just beat up on LA, Seattle, Anaheim, and San Jose. So they're gonna you know what I mean?
They're gonna have points.
And then it's gonna be the same thing. Like Colorado, Winnipeg, St. Louis, Dallas is just gonna beat up on Chicago, Nashville, and Arizona.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a shit show.
I'm with you.
So the Pacific is just so bad for it to be 5 and 3.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going 4 and 4.
God, we were thinking alike. This is scaring the shit out of me. All right, time to go around the league. All right, Blake, it is time for Around the National Hockey League. Carey Price has entered the NHLPA Player Assistance Program. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, I respect the hell out of Carey Price for getting help. I mean,
do we know what he's getting help from?
I don't know, and it's really not my place to comment on that.
No, I know. Why? Okay, let me just ask you a question.
It's a little odd right before the season to do something like this.
Why, if it was any other player besides Carey Price, would we not be like going, well, what's wrong? Like, we're okay with it. We understand it. We respect it. Well, what's wrong?
I don't know.
If this is Zach Cassian, we'd know. If this is Robin Lehner, we would know.
Right. And Carey Price is usually like a quiet guy. He doesn't have much social media to talk about. Pretty private guy. Lets his play do the talking. Like that's just the kind of guy he is. So I hope that he gets the help that he needs and that he's back in, because as a fan, Carey Price is great to watch when he's on. You saw it in the playoffs last year when he carried Montreal to the Cup and kind of turned back the clock a little bit and showed everyone that he's one of the best goaltenders to ever do it in our generation. So, yeah, I hope he gets the help and hopefully he's back on the ice as soon as possible.
Yeah, me too. Florida Panthers signed Alexander Barkov to an 8-year, $80 million extension. This too much for Barkov?
No. This is
I'm with you. I think it's perfect.
This is a perfect number. Same contract as Jack Eichel, and at the time I thought Jack Eichel was worth that contract too. Obviously it hasn't gone the way that he's wanted to in Buffalo, but yeah, for them, for it is a little concerning though that they got a lot of cap on the books, especially with Bobrovsky and now Barkov.
Help but feel like they're going to do something with Bobrovsky.
What can you do though? You can't buy him out because then he's going to be on your books for 7 years.
You're going to have to fake an LTIR like Vancouver would do or something. I don't know, man.
No, like you mean like Toronto?
Yeah. Okay.
Robot Island.
Good call. I don't know.
Let me just look at their stuff here. So they're paying Reinhart for a 3-year deal. Barkov's deal kicks in next season. They got to pay Huberdeau in 2 years. Let's see here. Frank Vetrano in 2 years. They got Ekblad locked up for 4, Montour locked up for 4, Uyghur locked up for 2 more years, which I think he's one of the most underrated D-man in the league. And then you got to pay Spencer Knight in 2 years. So they're kind of in a similar spot to Colorado. They got a couple of years of a window here to win, and we'll see what happens.
Wow. New York Rangers signed Mika Zibanejad to an 8-year, $8.5 million per year deal. Your thoughts on this?
I love Zibanejad. Like, I think
you would take, I think he's a little bit over. I think he's getting a little bit too much.
I was
thinking 7.25.
Maybe $1 million too much.
Who would you rather have, Barkov or Zibanejad?
I'd rather have Barkov, but
exactly.
I think I would be okay with giving Zibanejad 8.5. Like I said, maybe he's $1 million overpaid, but I think as his contract plays out, I think it's going to be he's going to overplay his contract. He's a stud.
I don't know. We'll see.
Not Colorado. Ottawa is just kicking themselves in the teeth for that trade.
I don't think. I think
a terrible trade that was.
I think, Blake, on season 7 of this show, we're going to be like, oh, the Rangers got to deal with the Zibanejad's 8.5.
We'll see. I don't know.
Could be wrong. Vancouver Canucks acquired defenseman Noah Juleson and forward.
I'm not even saying it.
I know. Juho Limoko from the Florida Panthers in exchange for Uli Levy. And you guys picked this guy higher than Matthew Tkachuk. You want to explain this one to me?
I actually don't remember that draft. Like, how did that go?
Yeah, it didn't go good for Vancouver.
Like, I don't even remember who went behind Oli Levy. Like, I don't remember.
You don't want to look because it's a nightmare if you're a Vancouver fan.
No, I'm just kidding. Picked ahead of Matthew Tkachuk. The Canucks went by positional need instead of best player available here.
No, you had high hopes for him. You told me last year he was going to be in your top 6 this year.
And he came into camp out of shape. And when you do that, I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, a guy with a lot of potential, dealt with a lot of injuries, had multiple back surgeries, had a couple knee surgeries, just couldn't get healthy. And the Canucks turned him into he was gonna be put on waivers. Instead, they turned him into a right-hand defenseman and a fourth-line depth center. So, props to Jim Benning, terrible pick, but props to him for not losing him for nothing and getting something for him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, with Brandon Sutter's uncertainty, that centerman's a good replacement for Brandon Sutter on the fourth line. I'm not even saying his name. It's like, I think he's a good penalty killer.
I think I'll hear Noah Juleson's name before I hear his.
Noah Juleson, too, like Yo Levy, a first-round pick by Montreal, had a very scary eye injury that set him back a little bit. Right-hand shot, which I like as a Canucks fan, don't have much depth there, but, I mean, it's a shit sandwich. I mean, Yo Levy, probably one of the biggest busts in Canucks history, for sure. There's no other way to put it. It just didn't work.
Yeah. Carolina Hurricanes. I'm interested to see if anything happens with this or not, but evidently the NHL CBA requires teams to play 6 preseason games. Well, the Canes only played 4. And according to Frank Civarelli, there's thought that the only reason the NHL even noticed is because they were told by the Montreal Canadiens. And when I heard this, it was actually my favorite thing I heard all week.
When I saw that on Twitter, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. There's no...
But the league has to penalize them, don't they?
What are they gonna do?
You got to take draft picks.
No, they're not gonna do that.
Well,
They'll find him some cash.
No, but teams don't want to play. So next year, teams are going to be like, "Oh, the Carolina got fined $200,000."
So you think they have to set an example?
Well, they got to do something, because here's what's going to happen. Next year, they're going to say, "Oh, well, Carolina got fined $200,000 for not playing 2 preseason games. Fuck it, we're going to play 2 preseason games. We're going to get fined $400,000 and call it good."
I mean, why the NHL lets the team schedule their preseason games? So why isn't the league just scheduled?
They have to have 6.
I'm saying, why doesn't the league schedule the games for all the teams instead of the teams scheduling their own preseason games?
Well, it's because of logistics. And I mean, you know what I would do if I was a league?
Just get rid of preseason games. Play 4. Just play 4 games.
No, you can't change the rule because they broke the rule.
You don't need
that's like saying that Colorado was offsides on that play, so we just need to take offsides out.
Okay, but you don't. Okay, well, first of all, 6 is way too many.
Well, I don't care. That's not what we're talking about, Blake. We're talking about
what are they gonna? Okay, well, if you were the commissioner of the National Hockey League, you're Gary Bettman, what would you do?
You lose your 2nd and 7th round draft picks next year.
Quite the price to pay to not play 2 preseason games. We'll see.
Then nothing will happen.
I say nothing is going to happen.
And you know what? If nothing happens and I'm a GM next year, we're fucking playing 3 games.
I don't know. We'll see.
And then you could just be the league. Well, wait a second. Nothing happened last year. Now you're going to set precedents?
Yeah.
I'd do it. I'd call them on it, man. I would call them on it. And I will see what happens, but I don't know. Are you ready for 3 questions, Blake?
This is quite a long show, eh?
It is. We're going to break some records here.
It's time for 3 questions.
Blake's turn to fire the questions at me. I had it last week. Blake, question number 1.
Who is your breakout candidate this year in the National Hockey League?
Like, are you talking like a rookie, or are you talking like a player that all of a sudden just...
A player that breaks out this year and bursts onto the scene.
Drake Batherson.
Good choice. I'm going to go Owen Tippett from the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
I think Tippett, he's in their top 6 with Sam Bennett and Jonathan Huberdeau. I almost picked Sam Bennett to have a breakout year this year too. Because you're going to get some power play time in Florida, and he's playing with Huberdeau.
He is going to be amazing this year. He's out with COVID right now, but he's going to be amazing.
Okay, question number 2. What should San Jose do with Vandergan?
You know what I would do? I would
like, you saw the news today? How he's a non-roster invite or something?
I did not see that. What did they do?
So I'll find it. He was let me see here.
I think this is easy, Blake. And maybe easy is not the right word. I think this is simple. There is so much on this guy that I don't know how the NHLPA
right here. Hold on. Sharks Evander Kane, a non-roster player, as NHL investigation continues. So he's
on injured reserve.
Right.
I know what I would do. I would file a grievance with the National Hockey League Players Association as a breach of contract and try to get out of this contract, and then wash my hands and say bye-bye, Evander.
So if you're the San Jose Sharks, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I am on the same path here. Okay, question number 3. Was Giordano a no-brainer for the captaincy in Seattle?
For sure. He was a proven good captain. He won the Messier Award in Calgary. I mean, he's only got 1 year left on his deal. Does that mean he's signing an extension there? I think he will sign an extension there.
Okay. Is that maybe a tactic to get him to stay and name him the captain, get him to stay there?
I don't know if they're playing games.
No, not like an attack, like a strategy. You know what I mean?
They may not want him to stay next year.
So you're just gonna, to me, if you're giving him the captain, that means he's signing an extension. You're not just gonna name him captain for 1 year and get a new captain next year.
I think. Okay, Mark Giordano has earned a ton of respect throughout.
Yeah, he's an undrafted guy.
I don't think they had a choice. I mean, they would look silly if they named somebody younger than him. I don't think there's anybody else in the team ready to be captain, and he is a built-in captain. So whether he's there for 1 year grooming,
let me look here.
I mean, who else would you put that
Jordan Eberle, Jaden Schwartz.
Have either one of those two? Jaden Schwartz maybe over Eberle, but I don't know. I mean, Yanni Gord's awesome, but it doesn't mean he's a captain.
So they named Larson, Gord, Schwartz, Eberle as assistants, and Giordano as a captain.
So you know what happens? He's a captain this year, and next year Larson just moves into the captaincy.
Yeah, that I could see that.
I think that's what happens.
Or Schwartz, because he's there for 5 years.
One of those two. One of those two does.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I just
think, he's just earned such a respect factor.
How about that first game in Calgary, back in Calgary in the preseason, he scores a goal.
I talked about this in my Flames Unfiltered podcast last week, and
he's gonna get a massive standing
ovation. I kind of cheered a little bit when he scored that game in preseason. I'm like, hell yeah! I mean that's awesome. I don't have any problem with that at all. Listener question. This is a good one from Callie Quinton, Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and the question is: would you guys like to see a return of the reverse retro jerseys?
Some of them, yes.
We can't fucking vote, Blake. Like, it's dude. So here's my thoughts on this. And this is coming from the old guy on the crew, the traditionalist who doesn't like.
I didn't mind him though.
I think there should be a home and away jersey, but I didn't mind these, and I think they didn't get a fair shake because we were in a COVID year where fans didn't even get to go to the arena to see him. Right. In many arenas, some they did in the States. Yeah. But for the most part, they didn't get to see him. And I think that they should come back. I think that what should happen is every team should have a home jersey, an away jersey, and an alternate jersey. And that's where the reverse retros fit. Whether you call it reverse retro or you call it alternate, you get one other jersey and you get to use it for 10 games out of the year. And I think it would be cool. And but you got to do them right. And I think a lot of these were right.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of them that are a little silly, but
I think a couple were bad. But
I love that Arizona brought back the white Kachinka or whatever it is.
I don't even know what that's called. I don't like anything in Arizona right now.
No, but I don't either, but they at least brought back their jerseys.
There is talk. I saw an article on The Athletic that may answer this question better than we are. There's talk that and a couple different executives in the league said that there's a high probability that those jerseys return in the 22-23 season. Now, which means I had to put up with Blasty again. And everybody said, oh, don't you like Calgary's Blasty jersey? I said, if they fucking win it, I like it.
Yeah, they lost in a lot of them, didn't they?
Right? I don't care what they were if they win.
Right.
But I don't know. It's goofy. I don't mind them. I don't mind them at all. And I guess we'll see what happens here. And we're probably going to see a return of them next year. And quite honestly, I heard today that the LA Kings are going to have an alternate jersey.
Oh yeah, they just brought back their white.
Their white Kings jersey.
I don't know about the chrome helmets, but they're sharp.
They're not bringing those back, are they?
Yeah. No. Yeah. You didn't see it? They came out today.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So it's the white. You know when Gretzky was there, the white with the whatever, the Chevrolet logo, whatever.
Yeah.
They brought that back.
I saw that. Oh, Jesus. What are they trying to do?
The chrome is a little bold, buddy, but I don't know.
So when they play in Vegas, or maybe when they play in Vegas, they'll wear the white jerseys with the
chrome versus the gold. What's the gold helmet?
Gold lids, and we can look like a fucking roller hockey game. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, this is an hour and 20-minute pod. Holy
We've got to get the hell out of here before
Brock Besser to begin season on IR.
Big shocker.
God damn, I wish you could just say hockey.
Hockey fans, the NHL season returns tomorrow night. You've got our predictions. That's how the season's going to go. You probably don't need to watch now, but you better, because Blake and I are usually wrong. Thanks for putting up with our predictions. Next week we're going to be back talking regular season hockey, give our thoughts on week 1 of the season. Thanks for checking out the Debate Hockey Podcast. Check us out on YouTube at Inside Edge Hockey Media Group. Get on over to Apple Podcasts. Rate, review us, subscribe. You can check both Blake and I out on Twitter. Blake tweets some stupid shit sometimes, but I do too. So, yeah. Thanks again. Enjoy this week's hockey action. We're back next week to talk hockey again. Get connected to the Debate Hockey Podcast on all forms of social media. Follow the show on Twitter at Debate Hockey, and follow the hosts on Twitter at Brad Burud and at Friars_Blake. The Debate Hockey Podcast can also be found on Facebook, and check out the podcast website for all the current and archived shows at debatehockey.com. Get connected, stay connected for insight, opinions, and yes, controversy. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Debate Hockey Podcast with your hosts Brad Burud and Blake Friars. For more great content and to stay up to date, check out debatehockey.com and on Twitter at debatehockey. We'll catch you next time. This episode of the Debate Hockey Podcast was copyrighted and produced by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.